Hello there, my name's Claire and you're watching Stitchum. So thank you so much for joining me today for another video. Now today's video is a Friday sews video, so I'm here to talk to you all about what I've been up to in terms of sewing over the last couple of weeks and anything else sort of sewing related thrown into the mix. So there'll be some fabrics that I've bought and also my plans moving forward as well. So I haven't done huge amounts of sewing over the last couple of weeks. I think I spoke to you previously about the fact that I often feel a little bit of sort of sewing burnout in sort of early January after a lot of quite heavy amount of sewing through the month of December, sort of making gifts and things. So it kind of gets to sort of January and I'm not really up for doing lots and lots of sewing, so I've been quite gentle on myself. I've sewn if I've wanted to, and if I haven't, then no pressure. I mean, it's a hobby after all, isn't it? So a little bit of a loss of Sojo, but there you go, these things happen, don't they? So I have made a couple of items. Well, I've made one thing completely and one thing has nearly done. It just needs to do a little bit of finishing. So the first item that I made, and I think I made this on the 1st of January actually, was this little t-shirt for my youngest son in this gorgeous fabric. I guess, is it a chameleon fabric? I've just used my favourite t-shirt for my boys. It's the Waves and Wild Raglan Explorer or Explorer Raglan t-shirt, obviously the short sleeve version. Now I had an offcut, like a remnant piece that I bought from the last, I think it was the Knitting and Stitching show. Yeah, the Knitting and Stitching show that I went to in October, and I picked up this remnant piece. Now it was the width of the fabric, but I think it was something like 45 centimeters in height, width, length is the word I'm looking for, and it was a squeeze to get it out. So in actual fact I managed to get the front piece out fine, but the back obviously needs to be slightly longer for the raglan side of things. So what I've had to do is actually piece the back piece in two to get it out. This fabric is so busy that unless you're really looking, you're not overly going to see that, I don't think. So hey ho, that's what I've had to do. I've used a bit of ribbing fabric for the neckband, and I've got a little label in there that says that you are a superstar, which is a label from the Specky Seamstress. So yeah, just a really quick, simple make for my sort of first make of January 2024, and he loves it. He's worn it a few times already, and I'm sure it'll be in constant rotation in his wardrobe. So yeah, really happy with that little quick speedy make, and kind of got my sort of a quick fix, if you like. Another item that I have made, I've just thought about, is a sort of a crafty make. Now during lockdown was when I sort of started sewing again, if you like. I've always used a sewing machine. I've always known how to use one from, I guess, from sort of early teenagerhood, possibly even earlier than that. And I've dabbled here and there in making things. But during lockdown is when I kind of came back to sewing. I started off with sort of little crafty makes and things, found YouTube, found a whole wealth of people talking about their makes and garment sewing, and found out about indie patterns because the big four had always kind of put me off. They just felt really, really scary. So I started with them and sort of went from there. Anyway, that's a long preamble to actually why I made this make. So I've made this hand sanitizer pouch. Now I made some of these back in lockdown. That's where all of that was going. And I made, and I'd given some to my mum and my sister during lockdown. And my mum messaged me the other day to say that hers, she'd used it so much and it'd been attached to her bag for the last, nearly 4 years. And it was looking a bit tired. And would I make her another one? So of course, you know, it's a few minutes job. It's not a problem. It's the sort of quick make actually that I really enjoy. It's that instant fix, a few minutes worth of sewing, and you've got something at the end. I love it. I love those real quick instant gratification makes. So yeah, obviously in my signature colours of teal. I just had some scraps of this fabric, and what better, and so it's just a little poppered pocket that you can put the hand sanitizer in. I've actually made this slightly too big for the hand sanitizer bottle that I've got, but hey ho, that doesn't really matter, does it? And then there's another popper on the back so that you can loop that round your handbag handle, and it just sort of sits on the outside of your handbag, or you could put it on the inside. It depends on what you want, and then you're not fumbling around trying to find your hand sanitizer. So yeah, that was another little make that I made the other day. And then the make that I've started but yet to finish is this Sew House 7 toaster sweater. Now this is in a gorgeous French terry, in this sort of, again, a teal fabric, quite, but almost verging on, it's quite a bright teal, sort of almost to the emerald green sort of end of the spectrum of teal, I would suggest. Now the neck's all done. The only thing that I haven't done yet is I haven't hemmed the sleeves or hemmed the bottom. It's got this lovely split hem detail, so all of that needs to be sewn down. I ran out of thread, basically. That's why I stopped at that point. So that needs to get finished off. Now if I manage to finish it off and take some photos before I edit this video, I'll pop a picture in. If not, then it'll be next time I record a video, I'll show you that finished make. But yeah, near enough done. Really chuffed with it. Hopefully, I haven't actually tried it on, hopefully, fingers crossed, it all fits. As I say, it's in a gorgeous French terry that I got from Sew Me Sunshine. So it's that I really like a French terry fabric because it's got some warmth to it, but they're not big and bulky, they're not, and I don't get overly hot in them, which I think it's sort of the perfect combination of feeling snuggly but not too hot. So yeah, that's my make that I need to finish off in the next day or two. Now, in terms of things that have arrived through the post, the last couple of weeks a few things have arrived in the post, and because I took advantage of those sales that were happening post Christmas. But before I do that, I'm going to tell you about two wonderful people that have bought me a coffee over on my Ko-fi account. Now, I never really talk about this. It kind of makes me feel weird. There is a link always in the description notes, but I never really expect anybody to do it. So a huge, massive thank you, and I'm just checking my notebook to make sure I've got the names right, to the lovely Amanda and the lovely Karen, who have both bought me a coffee. Or a couple of coffees over the last couple of weeks. Mwah! Thank you so much. I really genuinely do appreciate anybody that spends their hard-earned cash on me. Yeah, amazing. Just thank you so much. It is massively appreciated, and yeah, I love it. Thank you just so much. So my thank yous done. Fabric. Now, I bought some fabric from Sew Over It, from First for Fabrics, and I've also got an order from Little Miss So and So, but unfortunately that hasn't arrived yet. Fingers crossed that arrives fairly soon. So, from Sew Over It, the first item, well, I bought two things. I'll tell you about the other thing in a minute. Gosh, I'm all over the place. I apologise. Now, the first thing was a piece of Ponte fabric. In this fabric here, can you see? I've washed this and it has come out really nicely, no pilling or anything, so fingers crossed, because Ponte can be a little bit hit and miss, I find, but this has got some viscose in, so it's got a nice bit of drape to it, and I think that pattern is really great. Now, my plan for this is to make the Heather dress by Sew Over It. Now, this is a pattern that came out from Sew Over It a really long time ago, sort of well before I was in the reams of making garments and things. But I think it's really nice. It's great if you want to do some colour blocking. I'm not planning on doing colour blocking, but it's got kind of some panels, so it would be very good for kind of optical illusions of kind of creating a waist where you haven't necessarily got one, or just defining your waist even more. It's got some pockets in. It's kind of a take on a shift dress, I guess. I'm probably going to do 3/4 length sleeves because I find that's quite nice on me. It kind of takes me to the point where my smallest bit is, which is kind of under my boobs basically. And I've lengthened the pattern a bit because of course I'm tall and I have to do that with everything. So fingers crossed that works out. I'm really hoping it does. I really like this fabric. Technically I guess I should be trialing it, but this fabric wasn't particularly over the top expensive, so fingers crossed that all works out and I've got a nice item to wear. So that's something that I'm looking at making. Now another item that I am looking at making is with this fabric. Again, I think it's a Ponte fabric. Now I picked this up from a D-stash at the lovely, on the the swaps table at the lovely Catherine from Soverton Makeries social, when she was running them sort of on a monthly basis last year. And so thank you to whoever put this piece of fabric on. Again, I've washed it up, it's come up lovely, fingers crossed it doesn't pill. And the idea behind this, I'm going to make another sew over it pattern, which is the sew over it Roxy jumper. Now the lovely Sew Over It girls all made the Sew Over It Roxy jumper for each other for Christmas as like a secret Santa thing, and that's what drew me to the pattern because I don't think it had been on my radar before then. And it's a sort of quite a crop style jumper. Obviously I'm going to add a bit of length to it, standard. I'll have to add length to the arms, and there's two different sort of designs. You can do quite a plain with quite just a regular sleeve, or you can do one that's got a bit of a balloon sleeve on and some like gathering detail up here. Haven't quite decided on which version I'm going to do. I have printed the pattern and I've pieced it together, so I'm ready to kind of go. I just need to decide which version I'm making and do my sort of standard adjustments of adding some length to the sleeves and to the bodice length. But I thought I would try it in this fabric, not teal, I know, but not that far from teal, let's face it. So yeah, really loving this, and it's been in my stash for a while, which I felt quite guilty about because obviously I picked it up from the swaps table, and I do feel like you should make a fabric if you've got it. So yeah, looking forward to making that one as well. So two kind of jersey makes in the mix. Now what else have I got? Now that fabric obviously I've had for a while. Another fabric that I picked up from Sew Over It is a piece of crafting cotton, or you know, like a poplin, in this pink colour. Okay, now I've also picked up this piece of crafting cotton, which actually doesn't feel anywhere as smooth and nice as this one, from Hobbycraft. And then I have got this piece of cotton lawn, which is a Liberty print, which I think all of those colours go really nicely together. And the idea is, and this isn't certainly something I'm going to be working on straight away, but my idea is to try and make the catch-all caddy over the next couple of months. So I've kind of got the fabrics, and then I need to get a few haberdashery bits. I need to make sure I've got some foam in, and some fusible fleece and some webbing and all the the bits and bobs that you need for that. So there's kind of sort of step one for that little project coming together. Another piece of fabric that has arrived, that this again was from a D-stash. This time it was from a D-stash on Facebook, and it is a piece of French terry fabric with Batman all over it. So I think you probably guessed this one isn't for me, and this one is for my youngest, who's super into his superheroes, and it's his birthday this month, so I will be knocking up probably a hoodie if I've got enough fabric for him. If not, it will just be kind of a standard sweatshirt, but no doubt using my old faithful pattern of the Waves and Wild hot chocolate pattern because I've made it so many times that I could pretty much make it in my sleep. So yeah, that one's for him. And then I ordered a couple of pieces of fabric from First for Fabrics. Now I was given a gift voucher for First for Fabrics from my lovely friend at work, which was so kind of her. And so I spent my voucher with First for Fabrics. I received it all packaged, all lovely as always from First for Fabrics, and a lovely note from Tamlin, which was gorgeous. So I have got a piece of denim fabric. Now this has got just the tiniest amount of stretch to it. It's almost more mechanical stretch than it is anything else. Just the tiniest of stretch. And the idea behind that is to make myself a denim skirt. Now I'm probably going to use the Nina Lee Camden skirt because I've made that a couple of times now in a cord fabric and I really like it, and I think as a denim skirt that would be really lovely. So yeah, that's another plan. And then I've got this piece of needle cord. Now this is a really fine needle cord. It's quite drapey. I think this was a remnant. I can't quite remember. Now I had in my mind that I was going to make a skirt from it. The Camden skirt by Nina Lee. But this is so lightweight that I personally, for my own use, don't think it's right. But it's in this gorgeous petrol blue colour and I love it, but now I don't know what to make from it. I've only got a metre because I can make a Camden out of a metre, so I'm a little bit tight on fabric. So if anybody, it feels gorgeous, it's so incredibly soft, it's beautiful fabric, but if anybody's got any ideas for me of what to make from this, I mean, I could make the skirt from it, but I think because it is more lightweight, I don't know, I don't know whether I'd feel as comfortable in it. I don't know. Any thoughts on this fabric, please do let me know. I'd be really grateful. So that's my little sort of plans with my fabric. So plans for this week, if you like. I think well, I definitely want to finish off that sweatshirt. I have got another make sort of a make that I can't really talk too much about, which is a sort of a new release pattern that's coming out soon. So that will be on the sort of the cards to do, and I'd like to get either the Heather dress or the Roxy jumper sort of started as well, at least cut out. That's been part of my problem, if you like, over the last sort of couple of weeks, and why I haven't sewn as much is because I really procrastinate over the cutting out stage because I just find it really boring. I'm honest with you. Sorry if that offends anybody. I just, you know, all the power, yeah, I don't know why. It's not like I've ever had any major cutting out disaster that makes me anxious about cutting into the fabric. It's not anxiety in relation to, it's just the faff of like getting all the stuff out because I can't do it in the room that I sew in. I need to take my stuff to the dining room table and set it out there. It really isn't a big deal. Whenever I do it, I think to myself, why have you been putting this off for so long? But I do, and so I haven't had anything cut out, which is why I haven't really done any sewing. So yeah, I need to get some projects cut, sort of 2 or 3 things cut out so that I can just pick up a bag and go. So that's sort of my plans for the next week or so. So I think that's probably about it from me today, folks. I hope you have a fantastic week. I hope you managed to fit in some sewing, but for now, take care, happy sewing, bye bye.